good afternoon, everybody. Happy Saturday, and welcome to the Prancing Pony Podcast Plays. Thank you for watching. We're not done yet. I just wanted to thank you for watching before we got started. How is everybody's weekend? How was the week? Any cool Tolkien news? Any cool Tolkien questions going on? Welcome all. You know, Katie, thank me for streaming. It is an excuse to play Lotro. If I weren't doing this, I wouldn't be playing. I'd be working. So instead, I'm working, but I get to stream while working. So, Nerd of the Rings, his birthday. I missed his birthday. How did I not know it was his birthday? I literally just talked to him on Thursday. No, Wednesday. No, Thursday. I don't remember when I talked to him. When did I record the P5? Wednesday. We recorded the postscripts for his run. It's the first time ever where I've had the entirety of a run recorded and edited and uploaded before the previous run has even ended, because of course tomorrow we get the last of tomorrow we get the first of the run with Matt. We get the questions after nightfall, after having just finished Galadriel and Celeborn with James. Well, I'm gonna have to give him a belated thank you. So, or a belated happy birthday, I'm sorry. And then thank you, Katie, for letting me know. That's what I meant. It's a belated thank you to you, though. And your collection of vowels. Can't see a thing. Y'all are too close. I can only see if you're about 2 feet away. Much better. Well, what a week, huh? Hello, unfriends. Well, you know. You act like that about the Silmarils and you make a blasphemous oath, you're going to get some unfriends. It's true. It's true. I'm pretty sure your sons are even tired of you now. I was thinking, what was it? Was it Maglor who repented and went and grabbed Elrond and Elros? I can just see Feanor now. You're soft. What kind of son are you? Anyway. Watching while crafting. Actual crafting. I recently listened to some PPP when we talked about Bovril. It was made with bacon. Would I like that? Still, I don't know. I mean, I like beef. I'm a steak guy. I'm a burger guy. So I'd like beef, but Johnston's liquid beef just isn't appealing. And when you throw the name Bovril on it, it doesn't make it any better. So I'm not sure. Besides, part of the pleasure of bacon is the crunch. If you make it drinkable, oh, I don't think so, actually. I've just decided no. Would it be nice to add to like a milkshake? Oh, yeah. That sweet and salty flavor. I've had actual bacon in a milkshake before. It was very good. D&D dice crafting. Can you make me a 20-sided die that like lands on 20 every time? Can you weight it a little bit? That'd be nice. You can make it look like the others. Just give a single little dot someplace so I know, and I'll only grab it when it's a really important roll. So what's been going on in everybody's Tolkien world this week? We are going to get in the game, I promise, but squeezable treat tubes. Ooh. Yeah. It's the crunch. And it doesn't even have to be very crispy. I mean, like, I actually don't like the kind that you snap and it like explodes little crumbs everywhere. I just don't like the kind where you pick it up and it goes, like I should be able to see through it. Like the fat shouldn't still be white. Katie, I couldn't fire you. What would I do on these streams? Anyway, anybody looking for work as a moderator? Just generally speaking. I'm kidding. No, what would I do? It's like Frodo. What would I do without my Sam? Kicking a person while they're down. I didn't know you were down. I'm kicking a person while they're using all caps. That's a different story. And as we okay, I've heard it said that there are certain words that should never be uttered. I once used the word moist repeatedly and was chastised and told that that was unacceptable. I am hereby going to add flaccid to the list of words that should never be used. Yeah. That's just bad bacon right there. Yeah. I have found the trick. The trick is baking it in the oven. It isn't trying to fry it, because I'll tell you what, I used to do that. I'd like fry up like 3 or 4 slices because I'm only going to make like a grilled bacon and cheese sandwich or something, or a bacon cheeseburger. So I'm not like talking about cooking, bacon for breakfast for a family of 4 where you're going to throw the whole pan in. You just, when you cook it like that, you end up with like a burnt middle and undone ends because there's no pan in the world big enough. You can cut them in half and that works okay. But the difference between 2 underdone and 2 burnt is about 4.3 seconds. So what I found, of course, is just, you get the little wire rack, put them on top of a cookie sheet, lay them out, pop them in the oven. It takes half an hour, but it's so good. I don't mean I used it only once, but I did use it once, Katie. Huh. I never said only once. Yeah. Ooh, smoker. If I had a smoker, that would be the way to make bacon. Absolutely. It would certainly be the way to do pork belly. Oh, man. Smoked pork belly burnt ends. I think those might convert even vegans. Oh, man. All right. Oh, you're sick. I'm sorry, Katie. Was it in Weird Science? I think it was Weird Science. How'd you like a nice greasy pork sandwich served on a dirty ashtray? Something like that to make the person hurl. Katie, you might not want to listen to me saying that. All right. Oh, chaos? Chaos is just what we do on, the first 5 minutes of the stream. Well, good, Dan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the foul move, but I'm glad we're helping. Well, but we tried, Katie. We tried. All right. Well, I think, let's see, is it 10 minutes or 15 minutes on the bingo card for Alan talking before he plays? Because if it's 10, I think we're right there. If I start now and everybody can tick a square off their box off their bingo grid, if that's the diff. If it's 15, I'm sorry, folks, I don't think I can jabber for 5 more minutes. So you're just gonna have to keep on moving. But I could talk about Formula One. No races this entire month. It stinks. It's like we got a slight. Oh, I see. There's a link to the bingo card. Of course, I can't click the link. There's all I did was highlight the thing, which I did not mean to do. I don't know how to do that. How did I do that? There, something like that. Yeah, I miss the races too. They've got to fix the rules, though. For anybody watching Formula One, y'all know what I mean. I mean, it has become a battery deployment race, not a race of, can I stick it in this corner and go 5 miles an hour faster than my opponent because I'm gutsier and my tires are in better shape. It's like, it's definitely a welcome break for certain teams. Aston Martin's like, please, can we have 2 years off? And even Red Bull would certainly use the time. Yeah, qualifying, definitely. I mean, you should not be having lift and coast. You should not be having super clipping on a qualifying lap. Qualifying lap should be, how much courage do you have? How close to the limit can you take your car? Yeah, really, really disappointing. And I kind of had a feeling, but that's the thing. Mercedes wanted these new rules because they wanted, more electric and less gas. Audi only came in because of the rules, and that's too bad because I really like Audi. Um, I mean, I'm old school. I would like to see them go back to pure internal combustion engines, preferably V10s. But the TTT follows. Oh, you've been reading up on F1 the race. Yeah, that's a great podcast. Yeah, I'll tell you what though. No, if Hamilton was still in Mercedes, I think he'd be doing just fine. he'd be winning races. That car is phenomenal right now. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Kimmy's great. I've always wanted to see a 12-year-old win the world championship. I mean, he looks 12. Let's be honest. No, he's a good kid, and you know what? I'd rather have him win than Russell. And by Russell, you know who I mean, right? Nancy Russell, the guy who drives for Mercedes, used to drive for Williams. Complains a lot. Yeah, Nancy, or Karen. You can call him Karen if you want. I used to call him Nancy. All right, Katie. Isn't everybody 12 to me at this point? I know that I am old. You don't need to remind me. All right. All right. Well, let's hey, we're almost at the 15-minute mark, guys, so we might have made it anyway. All right. Let's go ahead and pull up that second camera. And as you all know, those of you who've been here before, I keep forgetting that it's I'm sure most of you have been to one or two streams, but for those of you who are new, I do this sort of chaos at the beginning and then I jump into Lord of the Rings Online. And when I do, I take away the chat on the screen so that you can actually see, the screen. But I will still have chat visible. And yeah, Verstappen's engineer left. I wouldn't be surprised if Verstappen takes a leave of absence if they don't fix these rules. He has it's not like he needs the money. He's clearly not in contention for a championship this year. I don't think the lack of contention is the only reason, by the way. I really don't. He's competitive and he wants to compete and he wants to be in a competitive car. But I truly think that if Red Bull had the third or fourth fastest car, he would still want to race if it was actual racing. He just doesn't want to do a battery management series. His strength is seat of the pants driving, right? He likes a very pointy front end. He likes the back end to be almost on the edge of getting loose. He's very good at feeling that limit of rear grip. That's the kind of driving that is like antithetical to the new style in Formula One. So I would not be surprised if he leaves. He's an LS. He loves the 24-hour endurance stuff. He could just do sim racing and he'd be a happy guy. Yeah. All right. What clip? Uh-oh. I don't remember which part I did that was funny enough for you to say thank you for the laughs. But yeah. Oh, the old, yeah. Yes, I don't need it's the ASMR old man. I forgot my medicine again. That kind of thing. ASMR old man jokes. All right, here we go. Who had that on their bingo card? I actually don't think that's even on the bingo card. So I know that I said I'm going to go back to the Lore Master. We're going to do more King's Gondor, Song of Wind and Waves, and we will. I have just not had time this week. It was a super, super busy week. I've not had time to sort of learn the Lore Master off screen, which I need to do before I play the Lore Master on the stream. So I don't have a whole lot of extra stuff this week, so I will have some time. And I do plan on sort of playing around with like red line and blue line for that lore master, getting to know what the skill rotations are, and kind of playing around with some content, and then I'll move that character to where I left off in that epic with Perneloth, my hunter, when I had Drury on. All right. Katie, if you could do me a favor and be sure that anything important in the chat gets popped into the smaller chat, that'd be great. I don't know how close I am to Megicel, but I sure hope I'm close. Let's see what we got as our gifts today. Some more Virtue XP and a Tome of Tracking, which is a hunter I don't really need. We'll drop that into the consumables in my shared items. Rittermark and Aerlingus. I don't have any of that, but I do have, I think... Yeah, that's the problem. I wonder if... yeah, Aerlingus hide. Yeah, okay. So I can start working on my West Emnet basic skill for forestry, but the other day I checked the auction house to just kind of just buy the stuff. Let me just check real quick and see if there are any Rittermark hides that are cheap. Oh, that's not bad. Oops, unit buyout. So unit buyout tells me on a per level basis, like which ones are cheapest. In this case, that's not a great price, but I'll buy it. Why in the world is somebody selling 2 and 6? I mean, I'll buy it because it's like 8 silver. It's nothing. Yeah, so I'll buy some hides here so we can hopefully max out my my tier for crafting, so I can move on, so I can stop bothering you with every node of wood. But the trickier one, of course, is the Prospector tier. I'm almost done with the Rittermark tier, the East Emnet tier. So I'm going to go to the auction house again. I'm going to look for a chunk of Rittermark Skarn. And nobody's selling any. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're going to especially look for metals when we're out. That's the only thing. Now, has a VIP damage bonus worn off? Oh. Well, no subscriber buffs, accelerates crafting time, prevents item wear. Should be fine. Should be fine. What are we playing? Liquid Dragon. We are playing a hunter. His name is Hilbern. He is a river hobbit. Here he is. I am currently in Snowboard on the Epic, which is in Rohan. And this is the main guy that I've been playing for a couple of years, a year and a half, whatever it's been. And twice a week I move along through Middle Earth. So we have made our way from the Vales of Anduin over across into the main story of the epic, and we're down now here in Rohan in the Sutcrofts, and we are going to head over to do the epic. Book 9, Chapter 6, we're supposed to go track down some orcs. We're going to collect some spears from Mordor corruptors and fire pots from warg riders, and we're going to keep on moving in the epic. So let's do that. Fairly new to Lotro. Oh, right on. Well, welcome. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's a heck of a game. And let's go ahead and wander out of the city here. Oh, I remember. Katie, try to help me remember before we end. I want to go to one of the vendors where you can use moats to buy cosmetic stuff, because I am capped at moats, so I need to spend some. But that'll also give us a chance to show that mechanism. Oh, fine. I need Skarn. So that means I'm going to have to kill that boar. Hello? Hunters are great. Hunters really are great. Oh, there's a warband nearby. Okay, fine. How far away is this warband, though? Oh, it's half a kilometer away. I think I'm gonna cancel that. Like, if he was a few hundred meters, if he was like 100 meters away, I don't think it's been 2 years. I thought it would, but I realized I think I started the stream 2 years ago. Katie, you can check. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. Mordor orcs. No, I need Mordor corruptors and warg riders. So we're going to follow this road. You know, let's get on this. Let's get on the war steed here. How long has it been with Hilbern? That's a very good question. It feels like it's been a couple of years, but it may only have been a year. I think I started maybe February of last year. And I don't remember, though. It took a little while before we rolled up Hilbern, I think. The music here is so phenomenal. Shortly over 2 years, so it might have been February of 24 rather than February 25. That sounds right. Oh, hey, wood. Wow. My horse is like, man, why'd you stop and break my ankles? Because there's some wood that I got to chop down here. All right. Tar Cornelius, the mighty. All right. We're going to cross the bridge here, cross the river. This is one of the tributaries that feeds the Entwash. Oh, hey, Rittermark Skarn. I love how there are just horses randomly wandering around Rohan, because, of course, it's Rohan. I also find it interesting that you can't target them. I mean, that's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be interesting if you could, and then you could lose rep? Because, of course, in Lorien, you can lose rep by targeting the non-aggressive animals in the region. Tolkien Reading Day last year. Okay, so Hilbern's been about a year. Thank you, Katie. I really appreciate you looking that up for me. But yeah, PPP Plays has been around for a couple of years. Just hasn't been a couple of years with Hilbern. So it's only been a year. That's not bad. It's funny. It's taken Durthal 17 years, and he's further behind in the epic than Hilbern. All right, Firepot, some Warg Riders. There's clearly a camp here that I'm going to have to do something about at some point. Ashturub. But Ashturub is not in my yeah. So that's, if you'll notice, that orc camp, which is right here, is not in the red area. That means that if I were to start killing the orcs there, I wouldn't be finding the things that I need to find for the epic. Something tells me, though, I'll be back. I'll be back. Ooh, the Desolate Crofts. So we just need to get spears and fire pots from these guys. That should be fairly straightforward. Slayer of Mounted Enemies in the East Emnet completed the basic version. Now they want me to kill how many? Probably 500. No, 160. All right. And then I get a couple thousand virtue experience points and a title, Mounted Foe Slayer of Eastern Rohan. All right. In the meantime, I just completed the basic one, which gets me like, 5 points? Yes. Don't spend them all in one place or on one thing, because you can only spend them in one place, as I have been reminded. All right, so I still need at least 3 Warg Riders and 1 more Corruptor. Here's the Corruptor. Some might say I am a Corruptor, but I don't think that's what they mean. Warg Rider. Yeah, Lotro's definitely a really, really great adaptation. I don't even need the Mordor Orc. I don't need the Half-Orc Invader. There's somebody over here. Who's that guy? A Warg Rider. That's what I need. Come on. Come on, puppy. There we go. Now we're going to bring those back to Éomer in Snowbourne. We're going to port there because I'm kind of lazy sometimes. And we want to see more of the story. All right, Éomer. There's Éomer. He's tall. I'm short. Very good. These weapons will show Reeve Fastred what his people will face if he does not move them across the Entwash where they can be better defended.
Well, I speak with the Reeve. I would have you spar with some of his people.
Ah, we get to spar with some folks. All right. Fastard is young and hot-headed and thinks death in battle is the most noble of ends. Certainly, I cannot gainsay the value of death and glory, but not for his people. Most of the people who live in Snowbourne are not warriors. While I speak with the Reeve, I would have you spar with some of the people here, villagers, militia, and veterans alike. Horn told me you helped train Elfmar's men, and if Fastard is truly willing to endanger the lives of his people, I want them to have some basic training in battle. I hope none of them have need of it. But if they do, we will rest easy, knowing we did all we could for them. I don't know if that means I'd necessarily rest easy. All right. So talk to and train with a villager. Oh, I see. There are locations on the map. Okay. I just thought I had to talk to any villager, but I apparently have to talk to the one with the glowing fiery ring above his head.
I will do my best.
Am I doing this right? Yes, I have. Okay. I give up. Okay, let's go back up here and talk to somebody on the other side of the mead hall. All right, dude.
Perhaps I will surprise you.
With your natural ability. Perhaps I will shoot many holes in you. Okay. Okay, he's on the far side of town. We're going to get on a horse here. And because I want to actually not look like a complete idiot riding my horse, I'm going to ride a regular horse rather than the war steed. All right. Let's go talk to the veteran here. Ooh, he's an elite, so our signature.
Let us see what you are.
Here, I'll lay a trap. Will that knock you out? No, but it'll keep you in place and you can't do anything against me. Ha 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 ha! I yield! Where did you learn to fight like this? Well, you know. All right, talk to Horn and Cora. Are they in here? There's something in there. There's a ring. It may just be a place to visit. It's the tavern, but there's... Okay, so... Ah, okay. Ah, they are up here by the milestone. All right. What level is Rohan? Rohan is what, mid-80s, early to mid-80s for the most part? Gorodan!
Few of the villagers would
Speak to me, and none wished to spar. I consider myself a hopeful elf, but right now, this hopeful elf is hoping they flee before the orcs arrive. Either way, Snowbourne will be empty. Better to be burned empty than filled with the bodies of the unfortunate. Wow, Cordan. Yeah, that's... I guess they're mere mortals, though, so it wouldn't trouble you.
Emerging from his talk with Reeve Fastard.
He did not look happy. I trained with some of the people of Snowbourne as well. I hope for their sake that Fastard listens to reason and moves them across the Entwash. Their skill with weaponry takes little time to discern and less time to overcome. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So we've got a bunch of villagers here who are about to get slaughtered because they're Reeve. We've got a leadership problem in the Shire in Rohan. Remember that other guy who was like, "Oh, I'm not going to defend anybody who's not inside the city walls."
Frustrated.
Is a fool. I'd planned to return to Edoras, but now the need to do so is even more urgent. Ooh, do we get to go?
To Edoras at once.
I have never been. Okay. The Strawheads quote, Joe, was one of the Dunlendings. And it's actually a translation of Forgoyle, which means strawhead. And it's, 75 to 85. Thank you. My goodness. I get to go finally. I mean, I've been to Edoras, but I've not been into Medjugorje because I went with a Valard character and he skipped these quests, so we couldn't even get in. We have to return to Edoras at once. I need to report to the king that Fastred is refusing to move his people across the Entwash. We simply do not have the riders we would need to effectively defend them here. In West Rohan, we will have a better chance of protecting the people. Come with me to Edoras, Hilbern. We will sort this out with my uncle, Theoden. Ho, 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 ho. We must ride at once. We will consult with my uncle. He will resolve this issue.
With Fastred. My uncle Theoden will listen to me. Put right the situation with Grieve Fastred.
You'll pardon me for being excited. This is a moment I've been looking forward to for a very long time. This is... Okay, I can't even leave. I was going to leave, but... All right. Look there, Hilbern. Behold, the golden hall of Meduseld, seat of my uncle Theoden, the king of Rohan. We will speak with him and obtain a decree the Reeves will be unable to ignore. They must move their people across the Entwash, where we can better protect them. A decree by Theoden King will be more difficult for them to ignore, I deem. Eomer looks momentarily discomfited. I rode north with my Ered to hunt the orcs against my uncle's wishes. He may still be displeased, but we must hope that he will forgive the disobedience for its happy result, the death of the orcs. This way, my friends, we will speak with my uncle. Lord Eomer! These are good men, trusted with the protection of Theoden King. Hope you're ready to climb, my friends. Oh, this can only be bad news, of course, because we know that Wormtongue is still very much in control of Theoden. So these are the steps that the three hunters climbed and found Helm Hammerhand at the top. Something is not right, Hilbern. I see the influence of Grima Wormtongue everywhere. Hama, there's Hama. We will set things right. Hama, I've come with these three companions to see my uncle. I am Hama, the Doorward of Theoden. You have come to the Golden Hall of Meduseld in the presence of Eomer, nephew of the king, and you are as welcome here as he himself be, if he speaks well of you. Eomer, these are unusual companions you bring to Edoras. These are unusual times, Hama. Some would say they require more friends rather than fewer. That is not what Grima would say. I say that as further proof of its wisdom, then. Grima's words are nothing to me. Will you let us in to see my uncle? You know who I am, Hama. Yes, Eomer. You and your friends may pass. I ask only that they leave their weapons outside. So, clearly a really rich parallel to the moment of the books where Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, and Gandalf are asked to lay their weapons aside. And this is just... I will leave Nona's sword with Hama, for I trust the Doorward of Theoden, and know him to be an honorable man. He will see to it that the blade is returned to me after our audience. I do not like to be without it for even a moment, but I will do as Theoden King requires. I do not understand why I must leave my bow with this man, Hilbern. Do they not trust my word as an elf? If I say I will do no harm to their king, no harm will come to him from my hand. It is not that I am offended, it is just that we went to some trouble to recover this bow the last time it left my possession, and I do not believe you could win a similar wager to get it back again. I will leave it here with this man, Hama. The Rohirrim seem so afraid of elves, I believe I could make a frightful face at one of them and cow him into returning my bow if it came to that. I am sorry you must be inconvenienced in this way, Hilbern. Do not blame Hama for it. He is simply doing his duty. The safety of the king must come before all, and keeping the weapons of strangers outside the hall can help ensure it. It was never like this in days of old, however. I sense the influence of Grima in this. Ah, Grima. Exactly. Like, I'm going to let any of you touch this sword. You understand the story behind this sword? Yeah. If you will leave your weapons outside the hall, I will bring you inside to see Theoden King. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to stand here for a moment. This is my first time in this hall. This is glorious. Look at the tapestries and the shields. These beautiful sculpted. Oh, and then the individual regions of the Shire represented by, or the Shire, I said it again, of Rohan represented by the banners and the shields. And just like in the text, we have the big fireplace in the middle with the smoke going up and being lit by the sun coming through the louvers, just like in the text. Makes me feel like I need to actually find the text moment of that. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can. It should be easy to find because the word Louvre, being a French word, is not a word that he usually uses. And so should therefore be easy to find using my, there we go. All right. Here we go. Joe, to answer that question, Theoden King instead of King Theoden, probably because it's a little more archaic and it works well with sort of the Old English influence. Also, by the way, Theoden simply means king. That's one of the words for king, or it could also mean prince. But yeah, I can't wait to actually move, but I'm frozen here as I read the passage. The guards now lifted the heavy bars of the doors and swung them slowly inwards, grumbling on their great hinges. The travelers entered. Inside, it seemed dark and warm after the clear air upon the hill. The hall was long and wide and filled with shadows and half-lights. Mighty pillars upheld its lofty roof. But here and there, bright sunbeams fell in glimmering shafts from the eastern windows, high under the deep eaves. Through the louver in the roof, above the thin wisps of issuing smoke, the sky showed pale and blue. Now, it won't do that here because it's nighttime. As their eyes changed, the travelers perceived that the floor was paved with stones of many hues. Branching runes and strange devices intertwined beneath their feet. They saw now that the pillars were richly carved, gleaming dully with gold and half-seen colors. Many woven cloths were hung upon the walls, and over their wide spaces marched figures of ancient legend, some dim with years, some darkling in the shade. But upon one form the sunlight fell, a young man upon a white horse. He was blowing a great horn, and his yellow hair was flying in the wind. The horse's head was lifted, and its nostrils were wide and red as it neighed, smelling battle afar. Foaming water, green and white, rushed and curled about its knees. So let's, before we even talk to Hama, let's do this. Let's take a look. So we've got, that's going to be, oh gosh, who was the King of Rohan that began the second line? I'm totally drawing a blank. It's right after Helm. So this is, it's the cousin of the gal in War of the Rohirrim. Somebody will get the name right. I just can't think of his name at the moment. He is handing him the key to Orthanc. And it is just fantastic. So Freyalaf, thank you, Katie. Freyalaf. Though that actually could be the steward of Gondor at that point, but I doubt it. Because I don't think they would do a tapestry for that. Oh, I know which guy this is. Oh, this is I gotta get the hold on. Let me get the appendix open. Hold on. I'm gonna find this here real quick because this is worth it, folks. So let me just go to appendix A3. This is on the I gotta scroll quite a bit to get to A3, unfortunately, especially in an ebook on my phone. But if we look at the various kings of Rohan, there's stories about each one, and my guess is we're going to get some of these. Oh, I wonder if these are all in order. Hold on a minute. Okay. Ah, man, I can't scroll fast enough. I'm still in Gondor. There's just so much in Appendix 1A. You can't just tap to like 1A3 or anything like that in the ebook. Scroll. My goodness. Come on. Just trying to go as fast as I can. Okay, now we're still at A15. So that's Aragorn and Arwen. But let's keep going. Thank you for your patience, because this will be worth it, I promise. The House of Eorl. Okay. So I wonder if we start over here, we're going to start with Eorl probably. Oh, we all know who that is. That is Helm Hammerhand himself, knocking out Fricka. We'll have words outside. So, it must go in this order then. Yes, here we go. There's Eorl the Young. There's Eorl the Young. So if I get a listing of the actual kings. Okay, so I'm trying to get the actual list of the lines. There we go. Kings of the Mark. Eorl the Young. This was the guy who led the Eotheod from the north to assist Cirion at the Battle of Celebrant. And of course, they were given Calanarthon for their troubles, which became the Mark. They only call it the Mark, by the way. Theoden would never say, I'm the king of Rohan, I'm the king of the Mark. Rohan is what Gondor calls it. So then, that might be Eorl the Young again. Or that's actually probably Brego. That's Brego. That is Brego, because then over here we get Aldor the Old. Notice how this king is looking like he's older, right? I think that might be Aldor the Old. In his time, the Rohirrim increased and drove out or subdued the last of the Dunlandish people that lingered east of Isen. You can see the symbolism here of them crossing the Isen to the east and driving out the last of the Dunlandings. Then there's not much on Freya, Freywina, or Goldwina. I'm a little surprised there's nothing on Deor. There's certainly nothing on Graham, so that's Helm Hammerhand. Now we get the second line, and that's where we come over here to Freylof. Roch. It actually was called Rochand. Roch is Sindarin for horse, so it had to do with the horse people. The Rohirrim are the people of the horse, and Rohan is the land of the horses. So that's why they call them, and what's a Sindarin word for the land, and the people is the Rohirrim. They call themselves people of the Mark, subjects of the Mark, the king of the Mark. All right. So after we've already got Freylof Hildesson, right? In his time, Saruman came to Isengard, from which the Dunlendings had been driven. The Rohirrim at first profited by his friendship in the days of dearth and weakness that followed. This would be called, I want to make sure. So we skipped both Britta, who was called Leova, and Walda, and we go straight to Folka. Folka was a great hunter, but he vowed to chase no wild beast while there was an orc left in Rohan. When the last orc-hold was found and destroyed, he went to hunt the great boar of Everholt in the Firion Wood. He slew the boar, but died of the tusk wounds that it gave him. So this must be Folquina. He became king of the Rohirrim. They had recovered their strength by that point. He reconquered the West March. That's the region between the river Adorn and the Isen that the Dunlendings had occupied. Rohan had received great help from Gondor in the evil days. So when he heard that the Haradrim were assailing Gondor, he sent many of the men to help the steward. He wished to lead them himself, but was dissuaded. So that's him, because these are his twin sons who he sent in his place. These would be Folkred and Fastred, born in Third Age 2858. They fell side by side in battle in Ithilien against the Haradrim, which is why we have the Mumakil there. And of course, they were then buried in the... where were they laid to rest? It's a burial mound in Ithilien, right near the crossings of the river Poros. And it just, fantastic. But in a way, that led to a little bit of a problem, because one of them should have been king, but instead their younger brother, Fengel, the third son of Folquina, became king, and he was spoiled because when these two young men died, the Turin II, then steward of Gondor, sent what's called a rich weregild of gold to the steward, or to the king of Rohan. And Fengel was basically, because of that, grew up rich and spoiled. He is not remembered with praise. He was greedy of food and of gold, and at strife with his marshals. There will almost undoubtedly not be a banner about him. If there is, it won't be a nice one. Yeah, see, there's not. All right, let's go. Can we go upstairs? We can. I'm just trying to see if there are more banners. There are not. More tapestries. Oh, this is so beautiful, though. Look at that. Let's go over here and get a bigger look at the hall itself. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a little short. There we go. Okay, wow. Okay, folks, enjoy this art. Look at the detail in the columns. Look at the detail in the banners. We've already seen the tapestries. This is fantastic. This is glorious stuff. And thank you for indulging me as I found the text. I'm finally able to catch back up with chat. Yes, thank you, Katie. I was about to recommend the same thing. Episode 66, a sleighing song tonight, because it came out around Christmas time, where we talked with Professor Michael Drought, author, by the way, of a phenomenal book called The Tower and the Ruin that you should pick up. And he talked about this because he was actually involved in the creation of the stuff on the like the runes. We'll go down there and see it. You can see them down here where I'm moving my mouse. You can see, I can't zoom in. But yeah, this is such a great example of how the team at Lotro has done incredible work, yeoman's work in getting the adaptation right. Now I'm going to do something that I would not recommend you do in the Hall of Meduseld. They'll probably give you trouble for it, but I'm going to break my ankles. Oh, come on. Wrong button. Yep. Wah! Ow! Did I land on Hama? No, I did not land on Hama. That's good. Never land on Hama. All right, so we're going to walk around a little bit more. This is the fireplace that we were talking about, or the hearth. It's even bigger than I imagined it to be. And look at the detail again on these columns with the inlays and all of this stuff. And here's the text that we're talking about. This actually says something, folks. This says something, but I don't remember off the top of my head because we recorded that episode with Mike Drought in 2017, maybe. It's been a little while, but it is glorious, and he had to do with this. He wrote this and helped get this in game. So Mike Drought, wherever you are, thank you for your phenomenal work with the folks at Standing Stone, though I think back then they were called Turbine. And we're not going to go up and talk to these guys yet. Look at the banners again, the different regions of Rohan represented. Glewina. Look at this. Look who we got. They don't know I'm here, apparently. Hello. Why, I understand you're going to meet a man. He will reject you. I'm here. All right. I know I'm a little short, but you know, Grima. Oh man, that's about right. That he looks just about right for Grima Wormtongue. And there's tired Theoden, king. Look at that throne. And that throne is something you can get in your housing stuff. All right. Well, let's go back and actually do the story, shall we? Let's do the story. Before I do, I am going to take a look at chat and make sure that I've addressed any of the questions, because this is such a fantastic moment. Zero etiquette. That's right. I went up and talked to I'm there if you want to talk to me. Yeah. All right. Thank you for reposting that link, by the way, to episode 66. It's such a good one. Saruman lied. There are no children rolling around in the hay. Yeah. Shmup, trust me, I would love to get some of the team at Standing Stone onto the PPP. I'd love to get Chris Pearson on for a chat to talk about some of those adaptation choices and how they work in creating that. So I'm really hopeful. I'm now part of the Lotro Creators Program. So hopefully that will help give me, some contacts there so I can do that. In the meantime, I am trying to catch up with what Katie has posted. We've got going back to something shows in Rings of Power concept art. I'm clearly way past that time, so I don't know what you're referring to. But we talked about Theoden King versus King Theoden. Freyalaf, thank you again for that. To collect all of these both in game and in real life. I don't have walls big enough for these tapestries, but that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Yeah, Katie, you're right. This is an excellent reason of why this is such a great Tolkien adaptation. Yeah, we definitely want to make that happen, Shmups, for sure. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with the story then. Come with me. I will bring you before Theoden King. This way. Oh, I turned off the run because I didn't want to outrun him, but he's running to the throne. This is going to be bad. Aemer's going to get chewed out. He will call you before him when he is ready for you. Until then, you must wait. My king, I've always served you faithfully and well. Faithfully. It is my master, Gleowina. He taught me the craft when I was young. What has he done? I have been your minstrel for many years. It has been my honor and privilege. Enough of this, bard. You're guilty of spreading lies and deceit throughout Edoras. Theoden King, please, listen to me. My minstrel, Gleowina. I would never speak against you, my king. I did not mean... Guards, seize this man. Cast him from Edoras, never to return. My king, please. I've seen enough, Hilbern. It is as I feared when my uncle forbade me to pursue the orcs. His will is not his own. It is Grima's doing. Uncle! Éomer. I've returned from the hunt. The orcs are destroyed. Éomer, sister son. You dare return here after flouting the king's command not to pursue the orcs? The king's command? To my memory, it was your command, Grima, Wormtongue. Your commands have the weight of a breeze in the grass to me. I speak with the king's voice. Grima, the orcs, the orcs. Uncle, you must not worry yourself so. See how you trouble the king. Your presence is painful to him. Guards! Grima! Éomer, stop. Pah! I will speak with Hammer about this. Nephew of the king or not, you should have left your blade outside. I know what it is you seek, Grima, for Rohan and for yourself. Well, you shall have none of it. Take him to the dungeons. He is a danger to the king. Éomer, be wise. Listen to me, all of you. Can you not see that Rohan has been left undefended? Bring Éomer to the dungeon and cast Gleowina from Edoras. You there, River Hobbit. Come here. Grima studies you with piercing eyes, and you feel distinctly uncomfortable. How much knowledge of your imprisonment in Isengard did Saruman share with his nefarious agent? You learned in the caverns below Isengard that Grima is a pawn of Saruman, but does Grima know that you know it? Éomer is accompanied by the lowest sort of companions, Theoden King. And who else do I see with you? Has Stangard fallen? Have the Easterlings raised it? How else to explain why Horn has come before the king? Easterlings. Grave threat. Theoden King, the men of Stangard still stand strong, but your land is beset by dangers. You must open your eyes and see. Silence! You speak the same treasons as Gleowina, your master. I speak the truth. Theoden King, you must release Éomer, Rohan needs him. Ermer, my king, you know not to set any hope upon Eomer. Have you forgotten the curse of Wirgenda? It claimed the life of your son, and it will claim Eomer's life as well. Theodred. It is the order of the king that this rabble be cast into the dungeon alongside Eomer. Grima, have mercy. Their crime is that of Gleowina, not that of my brother. Yes, Lady Eowyn, you speak with wisdom that befits your beauty. The three of you are banished from Edoras. You are forbidden to again cross the Entwaite and must remain east of the river. If you disobey this command, you will suffer the penalty of death. Be thankful for the mercy of Theoden, King of Rohan. Well, that sucks. Can I just stab him? You know, I can shoot things. I can go stand behind a pillar and just sort of, whoop, right? Texts here, or messages. A reminder, Gleowina is the one who in the books writes about Horn in his song. That is true. He is a bard. The Grima voice is up there with Brad. Thank you, Katie. It's very kind. It's Theoden is easy to do at this point because he's falling apart, right? Grima's a little trickier. I didn't want to try to emulate Brad Dourif. He's fantastic. But yeah, there we go. Grima stares at you with those piercing eyes. You were fortunate, Hilbern. The shadow of a half smile creasing his lips. That will not happen again.
In the golden hall of Meadowswood, we beheld what I have long feared. Theoden King has fallen under the sway of his chief counselor, Grima Wormtongue, who speaks with Saruman's voice. Rohan is imperiled.
Yes, it is.
This is
terrible, Hilbert.
It is as I feared.
When I sang the song that resulted in my banishment, the king is truly under the power of a malevolent force. Grima Wormtongue, not Theoden, rules in Rohan, and now Eomer is captive in Edoras.
I do not know what we can do.
Eomer is imprisoned. We cannot cross the Entwash. The people of the Sutcrofts are in grave danger from the fervor of their reeve, and I thought Nona would have returned by now. Horn looks downcast. I am fortunate the king did not comment on my return from Stangard, or I would be in the dungeon alongside Eomer, or worse. We have failed in everything, Hilbern. I swore to stand by you once I was cast from Stangard, but everything I have tried to do has ended in failure or disappointment. I'm sorry. Ooh, one of the things we'll get is a cracked Khazad-dûm tracery. That gets us a legendary. By order of Theoden King, you three are to stay on this side of the Entwash. If this command of the king changes, I will be informed by Raven, I do not doubt. But until then, you stay there, and I will stay here.
Why is
Horn so upset?
Have we not done what we set out to do?
We tracked our mutual friends across the East Emnet and only gave up the chase when we were assured of their safety. Hold on a minute. Oh, I haven't. I've completely missed chat because I forgot to get to the very bottom of the thing. So I got stuck. I'm like way behind. I feel like people with Standing Stone would be a 4-hour long episode. It would have to be probably multiple episodes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So this was all before I was even talking to them. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah. Once again, picking clips is going to be hard. Well, reasonable governance from young Master Wormtongue. What a great guy. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man. All right. Wow. Somehow I just fell behind. And Katie, that's not on you. It's on me not scrolling through the text on the thing. Others reported feeling manipulated, unnaturally compelled. Yeah. Prolonged conversations, extreme mental fatigue. Side effects of Wormtongue, yeah. All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah, Horn is mentioned very briefly. In fact, well, if I search up Horn, that won't work. But Glaowina will. So let me see if I can find that reference for him in the text. All right. Or is it Goldwina? Or Glaowina? I forget. Because if I do Horn, there's going to be it's Glaowina. There we go. So in the chapter Many Partings, we read, Then the riders of the king's house upon white horses rode round about the barrow and sang together a song of Theoden Thingol's son that Glaowina his minstrel made, and he made no other song after. And when we read that, we hear... Does he mention Horn? I thought he mentioned Horn in the... was that in the list of the names of the people that died? Maybe I'm wrong about that part. Glaowina's mentioned. Maybe Horn's not. It's very small mention. Honestly, deep cut Lotro reference. It's in that list. That's what I thought. Okay, so that's in the list of people that die. It's the second song. All right, I'll have to check that, but we'll check that later. Let me get back to the story here. We did much good in Rohan. That's more than could be said for some of the Alders and Thanes and Reeves we've encountered. We'll see what the future brings us, will we not? He smiles at you. Think of Ruthrith, Hilbern, Baldbark, the Ent. Finding one of the tree herders still alive in Fangorn was not even a glimmer of a hope in my mind when you, Horn, Nona, and I began our journey down the Anduin. But that was such a happy discovery, all the more because it was unexpected. Perhaps Nona will come back to us when she has divined her inmost mind. Theoden may come to his senses and release Eomer. We may find our paths crossing once again with that of Gandalf, or that of Aragorn, son of Arathorn. Tomorrow will be less bleak. We will face it together, will we not? I have to say I like his optimism. Give Horn these words, and tell him that if Corridon the Elf can see hope for the future, surely Horn the Man of Rohan can find some small measure of light on which to rest his thoughts.
What would Corridon be
First tree, not off the top of my head. Keleb or Teleb. No, that's silver. Well, but Galath probably Galath. That's the more common word for tree. So, but first Galath, the first tree, I don't know. I don't know the numbers. Your best bet would be to look up either realelvish.net, or if you want to get really deep, try eldamo.org. That's Elvish Data Model, so eldamo.org. Great place for word nerdery. So you relay Corridon's incredibly optimistic words to Horn, and his gloomy expression softens. What would Corridon be saying today if we'd not run into that Ent, Hilbern? He laughs. You are both right, my friend. Tomorrow will be brighter. There is no sense in mulling on the past or in worrying for the future. We will take one day after another as the sun rises and then sets, and await the dawn with hope. Ooh, I love that line, because what does Aragorn say to the old man after the battle, during the Battle of Helm's Deep, about dawn and hope? Dawn is ever the hope of man. So we're going to await the dawn with hope. We must do what we can for the people of East Rohan. We must help them prepare their defenses. We must help them fight what battles we can, and we must help them rebuild if the battles go ill. Who stands between the people of Rohan and their enemies? Horn grips the hilt of his sword with resolve and sets his shoulders. We do. We must not fail them. We will not fail them. Our work here is just beginning, Hilbern. If on the morrow we need to cross the Entwade for the good of Rohan at the risk of our own lives, we will. So, we will put our exile from Edoras to good use, Hilbern, if we strive to improve the lot of the needful folk on this side of the Entwash. Then at least some good will come from Theoden King's command that we not return to the Golden Hall. I confess I cannot find a positive light in which to cast Eomer's imprisonment by his uncle, or the sending away of my mentor, Glaowina. We must find hope where we may, I suppose. We should ride against the mounted minions of Saruman and the Sutcrofts. Let us bring peace to the people of East Rohan, for that be where the king commands us to stay. All right. In the meantime, we have been given a cracked Khazad-dûm tracery, which we will go and get a legendary tracery. Now, right now we have the teal, which is the next level down. Is there anything that we should replace that's not at least teal? Or are we going to replace it? Like, be better to replace a common and get a larger upgrade than to replace a teal. But it looks like all we have is teal, which is great. So we'll take probably the Heraldry of the Serpent on one of the two weapons and upgrade that. All right. Katie asks if we are doing a giveaway today. Indeed, we are. I will have to check which ones I think we still have 2 quest packs for the Corsairs of Umbar. Let's give away one of those. We no longer have the 30-day VIP. We've given away that one. I think we have at least one of each. So let's look to give away 2 quest packs. One for the Corsairs of Umbar quest pack and one for the Legacy of Morgoth, if anybody is particularly interested. The legendary items start Liquid Dragon at level 50 or 51 when you get to Moria. You have to do a bunch of quests to get into Moria, but when you do, you get your first legendary, and that's when you're able to start doing legendary stuff. All right, so defeat Saruman's mounted minions in the Sutcrofts. Oh, I wonder what would happen. First of all, that book 10, chapter 1, he does book 11, chapter 1, so we'll come back. What if will you let us pass? I will not. What if we pass anyway? You could overpower me, but you'd make an enemy and not survive long. Okay, because I'm kind of wondering, like, what happens if I use my travel skill to go now to Snowborn, right? Oh, no. Oh, I see. We're not allowed to go to... Okay. So could I go... That's why it wouldn't allow me. Okay, now I get it. So when I was in Medjugorje, which is in this region here, right? Edoras. So there's Edoras. So this whole region here, the Kingstead, I was not allowed to pick up a stable, not allowed to pick up a milestone, and now I know exactly why. Liquid Dragon, those are high level stuff. Those are at level 150 and up, and those are level 140 and up. I think level 140 to 150 is the Corsairs of Umbar pack, and 150 to 160 is Legacy of Morgoth. So if you do get to the end game before you decide to do any sort of VIP stuff, those are quest packs you'd have to buy. By the time you get there, you'll probably be able to buy them with Lotro points, because that's a really affordable way to get the quest pack content, is to just use LP. But usually when the quest packs first come out, they're not available for LP. They're just available for cash. I don't know about those right now currently. But you don't have to buy them. You can always... I think you have to buy them if you want to play them, but you don't ever have to buy them. If I'm correct. And if I'm wrong, please somebody correct me. All right. Very clever. So now I can't get there. And I guarantee you, if I went to one of the stables, I wouldn't be able to get a stable to that area. So let's go ahead and look for some mounted enemies. Boom, 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 boom. These are Mordor orcs. I don't really care about the Mordor orcs. Where am I? Oh, there. Okay. Let me get on a horse. I want only the mounted ones. I see a Mordor. Oh, there's a mounted one. There's a couple mounted ones. Katie, are you proud of me for actually doing mounted combat? So see, he doesn't count. It's got to be mounted. Oh, Kraban. That's annoying. A jangling sound alerts you to a broken heart, which you pick up. All right. So now we're going to go port back to Horn at the crossing of the Entwash. Talk with him. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, the epic the content packs can always be purchased with Lotro points. I think it's the expansion packs that start out with only money, but I may be wrong. I hear you, Boomsday Device, and that's why it's the only MMO I play, and why I basically use this as an excuse to play it.
What did you find?
What did you find? A harp, you say? That seems an odd choice of weapon for use by Saruman's minions. Horn's jovial expression disappears when you hand him the battered remnants of the harp. I know this instrument, Hilbern. How often did I listen to its beautiful music, played first to instruct and only later to entertain? This is the harp of my mentor, Gleowina. Did he run afoul of Saruman's minions?
My master's harp was trampled.
See how the wooden frame has been splintered?
Did he meet his end?
My master's harp was trampled by heavy feet and the strings cut. It could be repaired, given enough time and the right materials. Might the same be true of my master? Gleowina is not a young man, and he never was much of a warrior. With his dismissal fresh in his mind, did he stumble upon that thrall of Saruman's and meet his end? I cannot think this way, Hilbern. He could still have escaped that fate and made his way to a settlement. Snowbourne is not far from here to the southeast. We should go there and ask for a sign of my master. Swamp cabbage. On use all glory. What in the world is that? I've never seen this. Swamp cabbage is what I'll get when I actually complete this this quest. Somebody's going to have to tell me what the heck swamp cabbage does. Since I'm lifetime VIP Liquid Dragon, I'll let somebody else answer because I actually don't even know what you get anymore other than this really cool little shortcut that enables you to access town services wherever you want, which is super convenient. So I'll let people answer that. Swamp cabbage does sound unappetizing, almost as unappetizing as the liquid bacon people were asking about at the beginning, and I like bacon. I don't, on the other hand, like cabbage particularly. Is this okay for, let's see. Yep. Sounds good, Katie. Go for it. She's going to put together the drawing. All right, so we're going to follow this road down to Snowbourne. Actually, hold on. First, let's go get some more ore because we could always use more ore. And then second, I'm going to go ahead and use my travel skill to get to Snowbourne because I want to keep moving. And because I want to get to a place where I can go to the Rivendell Library and replace one of my traceries. Legendary traceries are kind of hard to come by. All right. Talk to a guard at the entrance of Snowbourne. Probably this guy right here. Dritwald. I thought it was a drywall.
I do not think I have seen your friend.
No, that description is not familiar to me. There have been many ragged folk streaming into Snowbourne of late, but I do not think I have seen your friend. You might try southwest of here by the barracks. There was a disturbance there earlier today, but with all these new people in town, could be you'll find your friend there. I'm willing to wager he did not come to Snowbourne by horse while I was here. I am sorry. All right. So I got this stable, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and port using the map, using one of my map deals because I've got quite a few of them. They were on sale once, and I bought like 10 of them or something like that. So this'll port me straight to the Tracery Archive in Rivendell, and I will be able to redeem that and some ancient script to get a legendary tracery. Yeah, swift travel is certainly very nice. I didn't realize that you had to be a VIP to do any swift travel. That would drive me nuts. All right. Oh, that's right. I can't reforge it. I have to just go straight to it. All right. So we're going to go to the Heraldic Traceries. And it's got to be... Oh, I can do a level 86 now because I'm level 86. Oh, but I can't... that That's under level. It's for level 50. I am made sad. All right, well, I will put that in my shared storage for one of my other alts. In the meantime, just kind of open up the scrolls that are there. What else did I get? Let me put this where I can see it. Some more enhancement runes, some more ancient script, some more enhancement runes, and some level 86 enhancement runes. So now that I am level 86, though, I feel like maybe it'd be a good idea for me to get. I won't be able to get legendary and incomparable. I don't think I have any Shattered Rohirrim traceries. Let me check the my shared storage and see if I have any of those real quick. So I have Umbari, Murai, Khazad-dûm, Cracked Gondorian. That's level 101, level 50, level 151, level 141. Yeah. What about this one? That's a level. Oh, that's high level. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Shattered Gundabad, okay, Khazad-dûm, level 50, level 121. Yeah, I don't have anything in between. So that means I'm not going to be able to get a teal level 1, but I could get a rare, which is just going to cost me, points. So the thing is, this is where levels come into play, right? So I have spent quite a bit of runes getting this heraldry up to level 125, but you'll notice that it is capped at 95 agility. And if I go to the purple version of the higher level one, I actually drop down to 87. But the minute I start, putting runes on it, I'm going to be able to exceed where I'm at right now. So these are all teal, but they're all for level 50. So like they're not. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace that. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 Heraldry of the Serpents. And we're going to use one for each. Where did my screen go for inventory? Well, that's odd. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So we're going to replace with that. See how much higher level that is? It can go all the way up to 155, and the other one was maxed at 125. So then I can drop those runes on it. Oh, no, I can't. I can drop this rune on it because it's a higher level rune. There we go. So these runes can only go on the lower level traceries. Single target attack damage is a good one to use. Actually, Swift Bow, because that boosts my agility directly. All right. So then I'm going to go to my the other legendary item, and we're going to replace that. So take a look again. See, it's maxed out at level 125. So that means I can't put any more runes on that tracery. I can't make that tracery any better. But if I replace that tracery, it's already almost the same where it was. The minute I start doing runes, the more it will get, leveled up. All right. So in the meantime, let's see if we've got anything perhaps on the legendary items reward track. There we go. We don't have much. We have an incomparable tracery token. So we've got ourselves a Shattered Rohirrim tracery. All right. Well, I just wasted a few. I didn't. I'll just have to use it for a different one. We'll do either swift bow damage or probably single target attack damage. That boosts 20% across the board, as well as physical mastery. So that's going to be a word of power. So I'm going to go to my word of power traceries, which are over here. And I'm going to go to word of power level 86. And we're going to go with rare because that's only that's blue. You see how when I hover over it, the text is in blue? That reminds you what level tracer you'll be able to get for that piece when you barter it. If it were yellow, orange, then you could get a legendary. If it were only purple, you don't need one for purple. You just need ancient script. So this gets us the ability to get not just a rare, but an incomparable. It just doesn't get us a legendary. And we want, in this case, we wanted the single target attack damage one. So we're going to look for single target attack damage, which must be on page 2. Single target attack damage. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to drop that into here. And look at how much better it doesn't do me any better on the actual damage, but it does give me more physical mastery. So that works for now. Do we know if they're Meduseld? Meduseld is shoot, I know that, but I can't remember. I want to say gold something. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Good heavens. Tolkien Gateway requiring, yeah, Mead Hall, Medu, yeah. Yeah, Mead House. Medu is mead, and I knew that. I just wasn't sure if it was golden mead. Oh, of course not. Yeah, because the second component celled is seat. So, okay. The seat of mead. Sounds like a nice seat. All right. Okay, so in the meantime, I kind of think I need to go and spend a lot of ancient script on upgrading some of these, right? So, not Swiftbow damage because I just bumped that one. Or did I? No, I bumped the single target attack damage. Okay, so what I want to do is go to the Hunter Traceries over here. And we're going to go to level 86 Bowmaster because I typically run the red trait tree. And so you can see where each of these are. So like if you wanted the legendary version of Heartseeker, it would cost you 1,000 ancient script and a cracked Rohirrim tracery. If you wanted the teal version, it would cost you 600 and a shattered tracery, right? Otherwise it's 300, otherwise it's 100. And the differences aren't that dramatic, right? You go from a 216 crit rating burst and a 28% Heartseeker damage to 38% and the same crit rating. So it's not the end of the world if you're only able to get, green or purple level stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and replace, I don't have any, sadly, any Shattered Rohirrim traceries, but I do want to replace some of these that are lower level, like, let's go to Word of Craft. Actually, Word of Craft is in this other room, and we're going to grab 2 Heroic Precisions. So 2 Heroic Precisions. You say it's a plus 216 crit rating, even without any runes on it, which is higher than what I've got right now, even though that's teal. It's because it's a lower level. So I'm going to get 2 of those. And I'm going to drop one of those right here. And we're going to go from a plus 129 critical rating to plus 224, just by replacing that tracery with something that's on level. I'd forgotten about that. At 86, you have access to a whole new tier of traceries. All right. So I'm going to want to do the same thing for some of these others, but we'll do that off screen. So, all right. Actually, no, we're going to crank that out. We're just going to get just a couple though. I don't want to spend too much of my, my stuff, right? Too much of my ancient script on this. But the ones that are super low level, like Rain of Arrows and Quick Shot, probably want to replace those. So Rain of Arrows and Quick Shot are going to be, those might be under general damage. Swiftbow. No, Swiftbow's high. It's Quick Shot and Rain of Arrows that I want. Quick Shot. There we go. Quick Shot and Rain of Arrows, which will probably be under the red, which is under Bowmaster. Rain of Arrows. There we go. All right. So, for instance, on these, Rain of Arrows right now, I've got a 93 physical mastery. Quick Shot, I've got 160 finesse. If I drop this Quick Shot damage here, take a look at what changes. Quick Shot damage and finesse rating. Quick shot damage goes down a little bit because I haven't upgraded it. And then finesse went up quite a bit. Same thing's going to happen with Rain of Arrows. Physical mastery is going to go up, but I bet Rain of Arrows will go down slightly, only because I haven't upgraded that. Yeah, just a little bit. But physical mastery's gone up a lot. Katie reminds me that I want to visit a vendor to barter my figments of splendor. Yes, I do. So let's go do that now. Where are those? That's the one in Bree, right? By the boar fountain. Let's go to Bree. You can definitely do that. I'll send this to Alan because he uses alt for crafting. Yeah, you'll discover that most people have many alts. Liquid Dragon and primarily Gatherer. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. So, depending on the classes you want to play, I have a couple of hunters. So I've got a couple of people that can do gathering of forestry, but I only need one woodworker, right? So the gathering trades you want to have as many people as high as possible so they can gather wherever they're located in the world. But as far as like a woodworker, a metalsmith, a weaponsmith, a jeweler, a cook, a scholar. Well, scholar's a gathering too. Scholar's kind of the exception because it gathers and crafts, whereas prospector and forester gather but don't craft finished items. All right, let's get on a horse and go to the boar fountain. Tar Cornelius. Oh, I have some points to spend. What should I spend it on? A rush of energy I don't really need. Deceptive appearance is nice. Let's do some agility, strength. Let's just kind of boost up all of those traits. And what do we have here? What are these extra powers here? Motivation through aggression and disengaging strikes. Shoot to kill. Kill shot no longer has an inherent mischance. We'll take that. And apply. That'll take me off the mount. That's okay. Now I'll bring the mount back. Yeah, correct. You need to have one for each so you can do guild level recipes. You can only join one guild. It's true. For example, my woodworker is also a weaponsmith, but he's only able to join. Wait, no. I think he is in both guilds. Maybe not. Maybe I could totally be remembering that incorrectly. All right, let's dismount. All right, so here we have several vendors. We have a moat and ember craft trader. That's somebody different. Quartermaster who deals in moats of enchantment. That's who we want to talk to right now. They have a quest. Dark I've never done a quest.
Dark tidings.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. All right, browse the shop. I'm sorry, barter items, I meant to say. So this is where you can spend. I'm just buying stuff from you. Don't tell me about your sleeping habits. I don't care. If you want to close up shop so you can take a nap, go ahead. But don't gripe at me about being tired. All right. So this is where you can buy gear. So with moats, I can buy traveler's gear. In this case, here we go. The coffer of traveler's armor. Let's see what we get. Let's get something cool here. Oh, you can choose. That's right. I forget. So this is nice because it gives us a chance to then hover over it and see how it compares with what I'm wearing. Okay. So the swift coif of the traveler is, you can see, significantly better than the helm of skill that I'm currently wearing. It's a big boost in agility, big boost in vitality, physical mastery, and crit. Actually, crit is a small drop, but it's a boost in everything else. Swift Camale of the Traveler. So what I want to do is look perhaps at my existing armor and see what is at, let's see, these are all level 129 plus. So let's see, 100, 196. So maybe the cloak would be the best thing to get. The Swift Wool Cloak. Yes. Look at that. Not only do I get a double boost of agility in comparison, I get a small bump in vitality, equal finesse. I can add a crit rating in the basic essence. Actually, no, basic essence is basic essence your core one, like agility? I wouldn't be able to. No, that must be your skill. It's like physical mastery or crit rating. The reinforced swift padded silk cloak. 89, 84, and evade. Yeah, I'd rather do the higher agility. But let me see if there's other things to consider. 103, 100, 100, and 100. So all of those are going to be good choices. So I think if we do, let's say like the swift leggings of the traveler, right? So yes, it would want to then add. I'm just scanning through real quick. There we go. The reinforced swift padded leggings give me a bump in armor, a small bump in agility and vitality. But then, yeah, no, I don't want that. All right. Reinforced swift leggings. Let's do that. We'll add a crit. We'll add a crit one, I think. No, let's do the cloak. All right. So we're going to wear the cloak. Okay, that gives us a bump in agility, but we also have an essence that we can use. Now we have an essence over here. That's physical mastery. I could put that in. But let's see if I have a crit rating. Oops, that's task item. Don't I have a? Oh, I don't. I thought I had a an essence carry-all. Do I have any essences in my vault? I do not. What about over here? Did I get any essences in here? No. I mean, I do for higher level, like the Seafarer's primary essence. But I don't have. Where do I get essences? Do you remember, Katie? I mean, I guess I'll just use this one now for kicks and giggles. It's perfectly fine to have, super high physical mastery instead of crit. So there we go. So that's how the essences work, right? You drop in something that you get as loot along the way, and it's usually boosted. You can't change that. Yeah, probably. I don't remember if they do at this level or if that's a higher level thing. Well, let's take a look at other items here. Traveler's gear medium. So yeah, coffer of weaponry, which I don't need. Then we've got figments of splendor. Where are we on figments of splendor? 8,600. I should probably buy something. I can get more. Okay, I can buy figments with either motes of enchantment or embers of enchantment. But this is where you can buy like various cosmetics. Like if I want a mount, for instance, if I wanted the Steed of the Unearthed Kingdom or something like that, I could buy that. But in the meantime, let's go back to the Traveler's Quartermaster, and we're going to barter for a coffer of Traveler's Jewelry. And let's see what we get. In the meantime, all of these are like level 100, level 90, level 88. Okay, so that's probably the one to replace. That's going to be a bracelet. So let's take a look and see how about a dexterous gold bracelet. Oh, that actually has almost the same agility as Inhild's, but gives us much more vitality and gives us bigger crit and a finesse rating instead. That's okay. Katie reminds me you can join 2 guilds per character. And that's what I thought, because Dirthal is in both the Woodworkers and Weaponsmiths Guild. But you still need to have multiple alts if you want somebody in each of the craftsmen, the crafts ability. So let's take a look real quick and see. Parry and resistance and evade, fate and physical mastery, or finesse and critical rating. That's the one we want. So, well, actually, let's take a look. Do we need a pocket item? Not really. Okay. All right, so we are going to replace Inhild's bracelet with that, I think. Or do we replace the exquisite Wildemore bracelet of agility? We get more agility that way. Yes, we will. We will replace that one. All right. So now we have bumped up the agility to 984. That doesn't sound like much, but it contributes quite a bit to crit rating. So now I am, with ranged critical hits, I'm 28% likely to get a crit with an on-level enemy, 7% chance of a devastating hit. So that's 1 in 3 hits is going to be crit or devastating. And when I'm on level, I'm actually more than doubling the damage that I hit enemies with, 220% ranged attack damage. So nice little bump bonuses. Let's go ahead and head back to, I can't because, of course, my cooldown hasn't happened yet. So we're going to have to go there by horse. Can you remind me how to get there by horse from South Bree? I'll figure it out. I think they changed the guild thing earlier than that because Pick Your Own Craft was was fairly recently, where you could pick something other than like the Armsman, which was I think what I chose with Durthal, which is Prospector plus Weaponsmith and Woodworker. All right. I guess we go to Forlaw, and then from Forlaw we can go to Snowbourne.
The Rohirrim do not surrender.
Bye. Thanks for telling me. All right. And we want to get on our own horse here because we want to go the other direction. An overpowering smell of ale greets you as you approach the drunken man. I'm 10 yards away from that guy, maybe 20, and I can smell the ale from here? Poor Gleowina.
Hey, you!
You have found Gleowina. He is alive, but very, very drunk. I'm not even going to try. He drifts back into his stupor. All right, Alhild.
I know a few remedies for drunkenness.
Is that your friend? He's been deep in his cup since yesterday and will be of no use to anyone until he crawls out of them again. I have a few remedies that might speed the process. You know what, ma'am? There's nothing you can actually do, but okay. One of them all involves a mixture of honey and water. Another involves the chewing of almonds. And I've heard that a poultice made of raw swamp cabbage can ease drunkenness when rubbed on one's forehead. Perhaps one of those will help. Yeah, actually is pretty drunk. You might need all of them. All right. That's kind of funny, actually. All right. So let's go up here and get, because we're going to have to get a few things to do this. An almond bucket. All these old wives' tales about, how we can fix somebody who's drunk.
Yes, I can give you a bladder of water. It's the least I can do.
Well, that's very kind. We're going to collect a snowborn honeycomb. Okay, now we got to go pick some swamp cabbage, which is, I got to leave town but go around the other side. So we're going to go ahead and get on our horse. All right, let's go get some swamp cabbage. Wrong way. Swamp cabbage. Cabbage is already unappealing, let's be honest. Growing it in the swamp isn't going to make it any better. All right. We're going to get the scarn, and then we're going to go on the other side of town and get that stuff. Swamp cabbage. What's interesting, though, is that when we finish this mission, we'll actually get swamp cabbage as a reward. I have no idea what it does. Does anybody know what swamp cabbage does in game? Like, because when I look at it in this, I get swamp cabbage, which on use, all glory for 10 seconds with a 5-minute cooldown. Not the greatest remedy for intoxication. I mean, I could have told you that part. Oh, hey. Skarn. Yes, but we have second Skarn. First Skarn, yes. Oh, I didn't realize. I'd forgotten there was a northern exit. But that's okay. I was already near that corner. It causes nearby players to faint and grants the effect all glory. So everybody will faint. Unless, of course, they've turned off that feature of allowing those commands to affect them, which I have done because I was tired of walking around Bree and having people make me dance or laugh or faint. You pick the most pungent leaves from the cabbage. Hey, what are you? I've only had 2 beers, Ossifer. Glaywin blinks up at you with bleary red eyes. You offer him water infused with honey, which he drinks easily. This mead tastes a bit watery. You then give him the almonds to chew on, but at the first bite, he spits them out. What is this? He slurs at you, sensing betrayal. You then rub the cabbage leaves on his forehead, and he sputters angrily. Are you trying to poison me? He demands. The remedies seem to have had little effect on Glaowina, save to make him angry. I suppose these remedies were worth trying. But in my experience, time has always been the only sure curative. I cannot blame him, Hilbern. He has experienced a great deal of suffering in recent days.
Have you ever been to the lands of
While you were attempting to ease Glaowina back to sobriety, Corodan and I learned some troubling news. Have you ever been to the lands of Wildemore? Why, yes, I have. West of the Wold. I myself have not, but it seems that something might have befallen the people there. A messenger in the night from Harwick brought Reeve Fastred worrisome tidings that no word has come out of Wildemore for some weeks. It's not a long journey from Harwick to Wildemore, so something must be keeping Harding's men from reporting back to him. I think we should go to Wildemore and see what has happened. I suspect Saruman's hand in this. Master Glaowina, what is it? Are you feeling better? Glaowina stares at you with haunted eyes. Something has happened in Wildemore. I was born in a small town there. I've not been back for years, but if something has happened, there is no reason for me to stay here, stranger. If you are going to investigate Wildemore, I would travel with you, and it is young Horn with you, is it not? He is a man's face and build now, but I still remember the years spent teaching him the lessons of history and ways of music. He was not the most diligent of students. I jest, of course, who among us can say he was? I abandoned my harp somewhere in the wild and gave away my other possessions when I thought I'd have no further need for them. I cannot travel with you until I have them back again. Most of them were mere sundries, but there was a map I should not have given away. I feel foolish now, for it was a rare and precious thing and belongs not in the keeping of children.
I am in favor of
this journey to Wildemore.
If you are.
We should go where we are needed, and if messages have ceased passing the bounds, I say we learn why. I will see about procuring Glaowina's bag of sundries, but I leave the reconstruction of his harp and the finding of his map in Horn's able hands and your own.
I will not keep my master from traveling with us as long as he
understands the danger. If I learned of trouble in Aerworth, I would not long remain in idle safety. I would travel there to learn if anything could be done from my home. It must be the same for Glaowina. I will return his harp and learn what befell as he made the journey, if he will seek for the map he abandoned. Ask the children of Snowbourne. They are sometimes the surest form of information, for they see all and go unnoticed. One of them may know what happened to Glaowina's map. Okay. We're going to try to do this because I want to get back to Wildemore before we call it quits for the session, which we will be doing soon. Oh, over here. Okay.
do you want?
What do you
Can
want?
you not see how
Can't-
busy I am?
The child laughs but keeps dancing. You explain you're looking for Gleowina's map. Would appreciate any information. I remember that, old man. You went off by the tavern after setting down his belongings. All right. Britrid took the map. So now we need to find Britrid, who's apparently outside of town. But not too far out of town. Oh, that's bad. Here comes another one. And now he runs back to Snowbourne. Maybe you'd better take this map. Adventuring is tough work. Yes, it is. All right. Let's go back to Gleowina. Yeah, we should say previous winners are ineligible just because we want to try to give away as many things to as many people as we can. The life of a minstrel is more than just music and songs, Hilbern. I served in the courts of Theoden King for so long I came to forget the roads I walked in my youth. But now, well into my elder years, I will once again tread the roads of Rohan and live the traveling life. How many of the places on this map will I see before my feet stop once more, and for good? Who can say? Yet I know what I, Gleowina, can say. I am pleased to make the journey with friends, both old and new.
Before we go to
I think we're ready to depart.
must travel to Harwood, in the Wold.
All right, so we got to go to Harwick in the Wold first. So let's go there. Not trying to move fast or anything like that.
Yes?
Oh, it's word from
What word
Fastred. So far away and comfortable. Harding snorts when you tell him Fastred has sent the four of you to aid him in investigating Wildermore. I appreciate your help, of course, Hilbern, but if Fastred thinks you are his to send, he is mistaken. This does not satisfy his obligation. I am Aldor of the North March. If my lands are threatened, all our lands are in danger. We have heard naught from Wildermore for many days now. The last party to travel that road consisted of several brave men. Widfara, a rider of some repute, and my own son, Leodwig. He would have returned if no others did. His courage is not what I wish, but he too remains missing. Learn what has befallen my men and what evil has taken hold of Wildermore. That land is too near to Harwick for any of us to rest easy. Our road runs into Wildermore as we knew it must. See on the map where it leads. So completing this quest will unlock an optional interlude from Gleowina's map. Of course, you would have to complete it because it's an epic quest. I mean, you don't have to, but would the gloves be better than what I've got? No. Well, less armor, but more agility and more vitality. Same physical mastery, but a drop in crit. I don't think it's going to be worth it for me, but all right. Oh, I mean, I'll take it and we'll see.
I was born in Wildermore. I am eager to see it again.
He was born in the town of Dunfast, a small village in the forest of the Whitshaws. So if we go to Wildermore and we see the Whitshaws, so we've got these little towns, show map or filter map notes, select all. Wow, that is all. So it's just these little camps or these little Dunfast's refugees. So this must have been Dunfast here, and Dunfast refugees are there. All right. As a young boy, I must have climbed to the top of every sturdy tree within a mile of the village. The view from the heights is well known to me and much beloved. Green fields and sunny hillsides, the crystal blue waters of the Isingmere, the bounty of well-tilled farm fields. You can see little enough of that from my map, Hilbern, but the words and symbols stir my heart and make me think of home. Speak to Horn for more practical guidance and to discuss our next steps. I tread too easily upon steps of memory, as minstrels are wont to do.
This, then, is
All right.
our quest. To investigate the disappearance
So
of Harding's
we've
land.
already been into Wildermore, but we got there through some other circuitous route. So this is when the epic takes us back into Wildermore. So we are going to go to Shilfig once again, where we have been. So what we'll do is hop off down. Can we go down here? No, we got to leave the old traditional way. All right, we're going to go down to the stable master, and then we're going to call it once we get to Schilfig. It's interesting. I wonder how they're going to address the fact that we've already seen that frost giant come and all the bad stuff that's been happening there. I wonder how they're going to address that in game with the epic. So let's see. We're going to go to Schilfig. You are right, Watcher, about, ranged characters at least have a decent chance of fighting on horseback, whereas melee characters, oh boy. That's why I probably never got into it, because my captain was my main initially. Yep. Just like we left it. Find Widfara if they are to be found. All right, let's go pick them up and see what's going on. Look at all these people. Such a sad place. Widfara.
This land is besieged, stranger.
I am a rider of Harding's, Aldor of the North March. I'm in this land at his request, but have fallen prey to some difficulties and could not yet make my return. He laughs sourly and gingerly rubs his wounded leg. This land is besieged, stranger. If you've not heard yet of the terrible apparition called Nurzum, you soon will. All of Wildemore trembles at his name, and they are not wrong to fear him. He slew my horse, Windfoot, and no one will give me a new one with which to return to Harwick. It does not matter with my leg in this state. There is little we can hope to do against Nurzum, stranger, but other foes are less imposing. If you explore this land and fight the mounted foes near the White Hand camp in the southeast, explore the haunted fishing village to the northwest, and keep them away from Thrym Redbeard's training camp to the east, I will tell you more of this terrible foe. All right, since we are back in Wildemore, I'm going to go ahead and turn on those quests because they may be in the same areas. Yeah, so we're not terribly far. So book 10, chapter 4, it's asking us to do things in all of those different areas, right? You can see on the northeast coast of the lake. You can see the humongous area to the east of Forlaw. But then we also have the Buried Truth right out there on the island, the Search of Garsig's Farm, which is over in the far southeast, and Keeping the Orphans Busy, which is right outside. So we can do all of those when we come back next week. And we might as well because they're all on-level quests. So I'm going to go down to the milestone because I think I got rid of my... We've got Forlaw and Snowborn. So let's reset Forlaw and place it here as Schilfig, since we'll undoubtedly have to come back here. All right. Katie has drawn a winner, the Caltonian. Caltonian, are you here? Would you like the Legacy of Morgoth or the Corsairs of Umbar as a quest pack? All right, do I want those? A 24-point boost in agility. What would that give my crit rating of 5883? Nope, I do not. I was thinking the agility bump of 24 more points might give me enough critical rating boost to make up for the almost 100-point loss. It does not. So let me drop into my craft stuff. The Rittermark hides, the Rittermark scarn, the oak logs, and then into my shared storage for my scholar. Wait a minute. Aerolingus hides. I should take those for me. Okay. And all right, everything else I can just sell. not the nimble bow of the traveler. I'll show you why. So that was actually the whole reason why I wanted to go and exchange some of my motes of enchantment, was so that we could break that into the motes of enchantment. So you right click on the Flame of Uncalamir, and then left click, or then right click on that. What the heck did I just do? Oh, I messed up. It's not right click. Right click and then left click. Oh, it's because it's locked. That's my own fault. I was wondering, I'm like, that's not how it works. All right. So I got to unlock it first. So now when I right click on the Flame of Uncalamir and then left click on that, it turns into the motes of enchantment instead of just selling it for coin. All right. Going to go ahead and exit the game. Hassel, you are our other winner today. Congratulations. So I don't know if Caltonian has already made his choice or her choice. I don't know who Caltonian is and won't assume. But if they've chosen, you get the other one that they got. So, all right. You have Corsairs, so you want Legacy of Morgoth for Caltonian. So Corsairs goes to Hassel. Congratulations. All right, let me pull up chat real quick and we'll wrap this party up. Thank you. Katie, I'll send you the codes so that you can get those off to Caltonian and Hassel shortly. And thank you. All right. This was fun. Oh, Caltonian picked Corsairs. I'm sorry. Caltonian picked Corsairs, so Legacy of Morgoth goes to Hassel. My apologies. I think what I thought I read was that you already had Legacy. But Legacy, please. I see it. All right. Excellent. Well done. We will send those out shortly. Katie will get those to you right away. If chance you call it indeed. Thank you so much for joining me today, folks. This was fun. I really enjoyed streaming today, and I hope that you all will join me again Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. I doubt that I will have time between now and then to learn my Lore Master. So it's likely to be next Saturday that we'll do the Lore Master stream in the Corsairs of Umbar expansion pack with the Song of Waves and Wind and King's Gondor. We will continue in Rohan with the Adventures of Hilbern on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks again. And especially to the new folks out there, I hope you enjoyed it, learned a lot, and I hope you'll be joining us again. We do this twice a week, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, Saturdays at 1 p.m. Pacific. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.